Hello, YouTube! I'm Pinstar, and this is Rose-Colored Goggles Deadlock, Planetary Conquest. So yeah, I took a week off, and it was just a little vacation, but I'm back.
Begin the drop-off sequence.
But the algorithm a little mad at me. They don't like it when YouTubers take a week off. So I figured, you know what? I gotta chase a trendy game. So I was looking through trendy games and I saw Deadlock out there. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do a Moba first-person shooter, but another game by the same name was a childhood classic of mine.
All systems are working.
So that's what we're going to do here, and maybe we can catch a little misaimed hype from the Valve Moba, or from the Valve game for this one. It's technically not clickbait. So yeah, this is wonderful FMV 1996 technology.
Us turn your colony to
I mean, anyone who's played Tiberian Sun and the like know these type of graphics.
Get to your tanks. Return fire.
But at the time, they were cutting edge.
Come on. It's the Sith.
They some of the outfits are straight out of Star Wars. Some of the races are also kind of out of Star Wars. Ah, yes, the one thing that humanity's been good at. Maybe I shouldn't have fired the nuke so close to myself. So yeah, this is a 4X colony planetary conquest game, and one of my favorites. Hope you enjoy. Yeah, by Accolade, 1996. So what is Deadlock? So Deadlock is essentially the universe is running out of habitable planets. I guess terraforming isn't a thing. A new habitable planet has been found by all of the spacefaring races collectively, so they all rush to it at once and all land on it and vie for supremacy on it. And just so that we can show off all 7 races, we are going to be playing a game with 7 players, myself included, so 1 of each race. Now, there are 2 victory conditions in this game. One is the construction of a certain number of city centers. You start with 1, all players start with 1 by default, but if you can build up, in this case, I'm going to go with 5 of them. If you in 5 different territories, then you win. Now, city centers are not cheap. They take a long time to build. They take a lot of resources. They do have a benefit to them, but it requires a lot of investment. The other way is to just wipe everyone else off the map through pure military conquest. And we're going to set the AI to fair fight. That means they get no bonuses, no penalties. They are in even ground with me. Random events are on. Fast production is off. Game goes fast enough, in my opinion, anyway. And we're going to do it on a huge planet. That way everyone has room to grow. Now, our different races here. Actually... and this will be released separately. There's a song that was hidden on the CD by the developer, at least I think it's the developer, that in acoustic guitar greatness runs down the benefits and the weaknesses of all 7 races. So I'm going to defer to that song in terms of what that is. Keep an eye on my channel. I'm going to upload a copy of it. I'm hoping that it doesn't get DCMA'd or whatnot. I mean, this is an ancient game, but if it doesn't, then you'll hear it in its greatness. But I remember as a teenager having an affinity for the Maug. The Maug are a cybernetic race They are their specialty is technologies. Lots of other races have other specialties. I'll explain them in game as we go along. But theirs is technology. Their weakness is when morale gets bad, it gets real bad. But as long as you keep their morale up, then things are fine. So we're just going to keep an eye on that. Right then. And all the other AIs select the other races. Ooh, and we get to place first. So yeah, the game randomly determines who gets to place first and then second, third. So you might not always get first pick of the litter, but this is the randomly generated world. Now there are 4 different types of terrain here. There's plains, represented in the yellow here, mountains, which is the chunky stuff here, forests, which is the green, swamps, which is the bluish here, and obviously oceans. You really want to settle on a plains. It has faster population growth, but you want to be next to other types of things just to maximize your options, because not all sectors are created equal. Sometimes one sector might be chock-a-block full of bonus resources, while another one just might be kind of meh. I'm thinking right here. That is a weird shape for a sector. Like, functionally speaking, it just determines adjacency, but man, are we adjacent to a lot of different places, which is actually pretty good because one, we get a lot of different choices as to where do we want to expand to. Also, when you place your flag down, it prevents the AI from settling in a sector that is immediately adjacent to you, which there's a lot of immediately adjacent sectors here. So yeah, we're gonna have a little breathing room. So boom, look at all that gray there. They can't, now they can settle next to the gray, like
the colony is established, Maug Chief. May you have glorious success.
Still can't get over how weird of a shape this one is. So this is our world. We can see all of our different things here. Nobody went for the northern isolationist thing. There is naval units, so you know, just because you're across from the sea doesn't mean you're completely safe, nor are you shut off from the world here. All right, so let's take a look at what our sector... Ooh, we got a juicy one. We've got a really juicy one. So we start out with 4 colonists. Each colonist represents 100 population. And those will grow over time. And every time you get another 100 guys in, you'll get another guy, and you can move them around to different buildings. Now, we have got a couple of different resources to pay attention to. We've got, obviously, food. You probably guess what food does. We need to, what each colonist eats of food. We're producing no food, so we're -4 per turn. Wood is required for certain buildings. Energy, aka electricity, is required for certain other buildings. Then we have iron. So iron, steel, Endurium and Tritium are all in pursuit of the same thing. There are lots of units and buildings that say they require a certain amount of iron. And yeah, iron, you can pay iron with iron, but steel is basically fills the need of iron, but it's 5 times more effective. Endurium is 5 times more effective, but you can just pull it right out of the earth once you get the right tech. And Tritium is 10 times more effective. So all of these do the same thing, but in different methods and different efficiencies. And then the others I'll explain as we unlock them and start utilizing them. Now, like any good 4X game, we start with our home colony, but we also start with a colony ship, or colony tank in this regards. So does all the AIs. They are on even foot. So we're going to take a peek at the many areas around us to determine which one we want to try and go to. Let's take a look at the ones that are bordering the Sith, because the Sith, they could send their colony ship to one of these early on too if we don't grab them. So let's see. Vanity Glen sucks. No bonus resources. It's your bog standard forest. Boring. All right, so some Endurium is good, but we're not going to have the tech for that right away. So not an effective zone for us early game. Maybe later, but not now. Fair enough. Let's look at the Burger Hills. Ooh, all right, this is a good one. Couple of good iron deposits, you like that. An energy deposit is huge because, yeah, it's good to have locally produced stuff. Let's look at the Happy Badlands. Even with a farming resource here, you don't really get a lot of food out of mountain areas. Plains number 20, meh. Lopa Swamp, not bad, but again, later game. Plains number 18. Holy crap, that's a lot of food. And, wow. Okay, Plains number 18's going kind of hard here. Like, it's going really kind of hard here. Sheesh. All right, we might need to go into Plains number 18 as our next one. As odd and awkward that is, but it doesn't put us directly in the line of fire. Humble Woodlands? Yeah, a little too humble. Although, I mean, we are going to need some wood. Bog of Energy. I mean, there's some energy here. Yeah, Plains number 18 is looking real nice. The only problem is we are lacking wood. Because, yeah, we can do a farm here, but that doesn't really give us much wood. Because farms in this game produce both food and wood, and you can sort of adjust the ratio, and obviously the more wooded an area is, the more stuff you have. So, yeah, we could do like an early expand into the Humble Woodlands. That might be a good thing. If we are hurting for wood. But yeah, Plains number 18 I think is the correct answer here. So we're going to drag that over there. Put build settlement. Boom. And that'll hit next turn. Now, what are we doing here? A couple things we want to build. So we're the Maug. We like technology, but right now we are not researching anything because we have no research building. So let's start off with a research building, which is, at the moment, university. There are better ones. Everything requires credits, a certain amount of labor, and a certain amount of resources. But we have enough starting stuff. I'm going to put it here in the corner. And let's get this built real quick. So we're going to drag all these guys on here. Now, the city center can do a couple of different things. This is how we can build more colony centers, or colony ships, but I don't want to spread myself too thin. We can also do culture, which is basically bonus to morale, and then trade, which just gives us extra money. Interesting thing to note is that buildings will produce a little bit of production on their own, even if there's nobody in them. And sometimes it's effective and efficient to just rely on them for that. Right, so what else can we do? Well, we want to build a few other things. So one of the things that determines growth rate is the ratio of population to available housing. Now, housing will level up on its own, but you want to put a little bit extra down, more than you need, to encourage growth. And the lowest level housing, all that requires is just credits. It does require a little bit of labor, but in the sense that all buildings produce a little of their own things, all construction sites build themselves a little bit on their own without workers. So we can just put these down here like that, and we'll be golden. Couple other things we can use and exploit that for is we can grab ourselves a farm, an early farm here, and put this here on here, because it's a plains and it's a food tile, so that kind of works out for us. And again, we'll just let it build itself on its own as we accumulate more workers. And then last but not least, we have energy needs, and we're gonna start sucking energy once this university is up and running. So let's get constructing where do we have it? Our nuclear plant, which is the lowest level of energy. Put that on there. Lastly, I think, and we have enough starting resources for this, let's put a laser defense. This gives us, once it's done building, gives us a little bit of colony defense. Yes, they can attack you. And There's not a ton of formal declarations of war or diplomacy, so one of your rivals could come and attack you at any moment. Now, it's not constant. There's certainly an ebb and flow to it. Also, they always attack you from this angle, so we're going to put it up here at front. And again, we're going to let it slowly build itself. All right, that should be good for now. I think it is high time we pass the turn. Oh, wow. They gave us synthetic fertilizer. That's one of the earlier ones that I do. So, yeah, sometimes when you colonize a new territory, it gives you a free tack. So we got a free tack. Sweet. Forces are in control of plains number 18. This territory can now be part of your plans. And that means we got it. And we've got 2 new housing.
This has some weighty importance.
And yes, absolutely.
You think you still have a chance? Such delusions.
Your little spots of land produce nothing.
Sometimes the AI likes to just pop in and yell at you, especially when you do something. They'll either insult you or threaten you, or sometimes they'll complain if they're getting beat up, either by themselves, by somebody else or us. They'll complain as a sort of a plea of mercy. I like the little portraits and visualizations for them. They all have their own kind of character to them. Well, I probably could have just built my... So the synthetic fertilizer lets us do the next tier of farm. So we could probably scrap this, although that's going to be expensive. We're going to let it, because you can always upgrade it in the building itself. Right then. So
our research is going well.
One of the bonuses that Maug get, in addition to just our raw research rate, is they can, to a certain extent, ignore prerequisites. Like, for example, Hoverway, which is the one I want here. Normally, in order to get Hoverway, you need to get Metallurgy, leads to automation and Hoverway. But the Maug's like, nah, we can figure it out without Metallurgy, so we can just go straight to Hoverway. Now, what does Hoverway do? Hoverway, so when you are shipping...
May your headaches pass.
Thank you. When you are when you ship goods to other things, and we haven't done it this time around, but next time, colonies have goods that are stored and tracked locally. So we can see all of this here. All of our stockpiles are actually physically located in our capital. Now, next turn, our new colony here is going to need some food. We will ship that to them. However, it costs us 2 credits for every unit of anything that we ship by one territory. That adds up very quickly. So, what does Hoverway do? It reduces that fee by 1. So now it only costs us 1 credit per good that we ship. One of the reasons that the human faction is really good is they start with that and -1. So they normally start paying by 1, and once they get Hoverway, shipping is free for them, which is really, really powerful. One of their biggest strengths. But we are not the humans, we are the Maug, so we must minimize costs, because credits can be a big bottleneck here. Right then, yeah, all of them on there, they will start working on that. And yeah, you can see our population is growing, but we won't get another dude until we hit that. Now for you, what do we want you to do while we wait? I mean, I could throw down another farm, but that's probably a bit excessive. We don't really need another farm until this gets a lot more established. What we can do is we can get... Yeah, we can get our laser defense. Oh yeah, see how it is... Actually, you know what? I'm going to wait till we invent the Hoverway. Because shipping in this 15 tons of iron will cost us 30 in addition to the base price of the building itself. And we don't need it up right away, so I think we're just going to go housing, because that doesn't require physical materials, just labor and money. So let's slap down a couple things of housing here. By the way, the maximum a single territory can hold is 5,000 people. The houses will upgrade over time and they will give you more housing capacity. 3 units of housing fully upgraded are over 5,000 capacity. So this is all you'll need to hold a max size pet. That's why I always like to build 3. Plus it also, will spike up the population growth a little bit faster. So for now, yeah, you can just chill for a moment. We'll have stuff for you to do later. I mean, I guess we could start building a surface mine now. Oh, well, we don't have the credits for it. We'll work on the surface mine later. Probably want to build it here, because even though we can't mine the Endurium, we will eventually get to the Endurium. Actually, no, we probably want to start it here, and then we can do another mine here later on. All right, next thing.
There is much news for you.
Got housing built. All right, these are, like I said, they're slowly building themselves, and that's fine by me. And yeah, you're just working on upgrading the houses a little bit faster. What does a surface mine cost? It's more than we can afford. 200 credits, plus 50 tons of wood. We do have the 50 tons of wood, but it's also going to take a lot to ship here, so let's just let you guys chill for a little bit.
Now we emerge, and we are supreme.
We deliver a note, comrade.
Okay. So the Uva Mosque, I think that's the chit. That's the Uva Mosque. So they're decently close to us, but then we also had this place taken by the Sith. They were the sort of the dark and broody guy that talked to us first. They are more likely to attack me. Not right now, because they don't have. They started with exactly as much military as we did, which is 0. So we have a little bit of time before we have to start worrying about that. That being said, next turn when we get Hoverway, I think that's when we're going to build our thing. Oh yeah, we have another Maug here. What I'm going to do is we're going to pull one guy off of the university, because we'll still get Hoverway. With 2 guys here, instead of trade, there's a little trick here in terms of maximizing money. If we just do 2 culture and 5 trade, we can go up here. There's different levels of taxes. Every amount of tax will have a knock-on effect on morale. So if we just do increased taxes in just this province, -2 morale, but +2 morale from culture and art. So we maintain the 100 and we make a bit more money. And we make more doing morale boosting and taxing it than we do just making straight up trade. So this will get us a little bit more of an income of credits. All right, Hoverway has been developed.
What can we study now?
I think we want. Let's go for molecular bonding. This gives us actually more efficient mines. Because as the Maug, I like to rush sort of my tier 2 buildings and then try to build them straight up as the first thing I build of them. It's a little bit risky, it's a little bit greedy, but you know my play style. But now that we have that, it is high time that we get some defenses cooking here. And we'll have our one idle person help construct this. Again, we're not under imminent threat, but getting these up here will help buy us some time until we can get a proper military construction going.
Word was just
You have territories we need.
Boy, everyone is jealous of what we got here. So yeah, we have our nuclear plant, and again, unmanned, it still produces a little bit of energy, which again, we're still bleeding energy. We will eventually need to put guys on it, but it's fine for now. It doesn't usually make it worth it to put just one person on a building, because that you lose out on the free production, and then the one guy makes about as much as the building by itself makes. So generally, if you're going to put guys on a building, do 2 or more. Let's put you in research. And yeah, we'll continue our build up here. We're almost done with molecular bonding. Can we take somebody off? No. If we do, we will delay it a turn, but that's okay.
Great success. What will next fit your glorious strategy?
All right, and then
We
automation
have exactly what we need to study this.
gives us tier 2 production facilities, which allows us to get our military up and running and make use of the extra minerals that we're going to be getting. Speaking of, let's pop over here. That's still under construction. The guy, helped it along a little bit, but let's get our mantle drill. That's what we just, that molecular bonding is exactly what we got from this. It's going to take us a little bit more to ship everything, but that's okay. Mantle drill, boom. They'll start construction on it next turn once we have enough money for it. Another guy. Yeah, we'll put you there for a little extra trade income.
Word was just received about this.
All right. All right, we have our farm. That can help stop our bleeding when it comes to the food. And now this is properly being worked on. I think... Yeah, there are 2 guys now on here. Because we just hit the 200 mark. We should probably stop the bleeding with the food here. Now, yeah, we could go straight for food, but we could also go for an upgrade. It will take 9 turns for us to fully upgrade this. Once it's upgraded, it becomes a lot more efficient. I might try and take us down to the limit here and just sort of focus fire the upgrade, and then that way it takes us fewer workers to produce that. We are going to need to play chicken with the energy as well, but we can pull workers off when we get a chance. Just making sure we're still good. Right, still got 2 guys here. Can we peel somebody off of that? Yes, we can. Nope, we need 1 more. So we'll leave those on here. Actually, put you on here so we can upgrade this a little bit faster. These 2 are still working on this thing.
Great success.
All right.
What will next fit your glorious strategy?
Nuclear fusion
We have
is
exactly what we need to study this.
nuclear fusion is tier 2 energy production, which we're gonna need. All right, housing has been upgraded.
This has some weighty...
And all right, we have laser defenses on both of our territories now, which makes me feel better. Which doesn't make me feel better is the fact that we are about to run out of energy and food. All right, so what happens if we blitz this? 2 turns, can we get it down to 1? We cannot. All right, what happens if we just notch this up until it... Oop. There we go. Now the food is not bleeding quite so badly. Actually, if we do... Yeah, that gives us significantly more time before we run out of energy. We can do, 2 turns. And 1 food? Okay, sure, why not? We will have the food turned around before that, before we run out. Well, actually, we might run out a little bit, but because there's population growth and all that. Ion Storm's just if you had satellite technology, which we don't, you normally can see everyone. This turn we can't, but doesn't matter. Oh yeah, you know what? When nobody's working this, we should shut it down, and now it's not using the power. Forgot about that. Also, I just realized we can't take everybody off of here because now our morale is down a little bit. Now, what happens with lower morale is a certain percentage of your population will refuse to work. Thankfully, the rounding, 90, so 2% of our population refuses to work, but because of rounding, that doesn't affect anybody here. That being said, let's put culture to a 3 to slowly repair that. And 1 turn. There we go. Now food is good.
This has some weighty importance.
All right. We've got our farm. We've got our mantle drill. So now we're making 23 iron per turn. And as the population in this area gets higher, that will just get better. Next up, our automated factory. And of course, this mantle drill is also sucking up energy. So we are going to actually have to pay some attention to it. So now our farm not only requires fewer workers, but does more with the workers that we assign. So do we need all of them? No. No, we do not. We need to go back to some research. We just need 2 people there. And yeah, we need lots of people on energy. That's a whole thing's worth. But then again, we need more. We need more population is what we need more of. We'll grow into it. We'll grow into the extra pop. In that case, we'll just put you over here, and then once we get somebody else, we can pull 2 workers over there. For you just keep on keeping on with you. We can hold 4 workers. We got 3 on this territory. You just keep doing your thing. We'll get a factory down when we're good and ready, and by that I mean we get 100 iron.
This has some weight.
Darth Strategy is spoiling.
That's when when they complain and whine at you. That would be a complaint. Okay, we've got this here, so we can pull guys here. This isn't like Civ, where if you have excess food, your population grows faster. It is entirely based on the type of territory and how much excess housing you have. And also it's also a percentage base. So the more people in a territory, the faster it will grow. So yeah, you don't want to spread yourself too thin, but sometimes highly populated territories get a little bit too productive, and there is no button that says stop making babies. So that's part of the management that you need to keep up with. We are good with that, so we can go down, milk a little bit of trade out of the deal here. We might as well. Oop, all right, we need 2 dudes here. That's fine. Yeah, there's no extra energy here, but I might build an energy producer. These cracked tiles are give you bonuses for energy, and we're eventually going to want 2 things of energy, even though we don't have a bonus tile here. But having 1 thing of energy here will allow us to take the other one offline to upgrade it. Whether or not I want to do that first, or do I want to get down my... because that also requires a lot of iron. I might want to get that self-building for a little bit. And then work on that? I mean... Yeah, see, they have a factory. Now, they have the Tier 1 factory, so they're not going to be making a ton of stuff, but they're working on stuff. They got plans. They are... they have plans for us. Because the Sith tend to be aggressive, and actually canonically there's a whole canon to all these races. The Sith kind of booted the Maug off their home planet, and that's why they're all sickly, because they didn't adapt well to the world they got booted off to. So that's why they're cybernetic and kind of sickly and have morale problems. So yeah, they don't like us, we don't like them. All right, nuclear fusion.
Pick a subject we should research.
I do think it is worthwhile to get metallurgy, even though that's the prerequisite we've been skipping over, because it allows us to produce steel. That's getting a little ahead of ourselves, but it's still useful. All right, all of our housing's getting upgraded, which means our population growth rate's going to go nice and high. All right, we have over the 100 stuff here. Fusion plant, 100 tons of iron. Oh, you know what? You guys haven't actually... Yeah, you only have 46 iron in here. We'd actually have to ship the rest over. Now, if we wait a little bit longer... Actually, you know what? Let's toss you in here. You can drag people over. It costs $25 a pop to move population over. Ooh, these guys are moving in here. All right, yeah, I think we're going to want factory first. Yeah, I mean, this isn't a great mantle drill. We would get a lot more out of one in the mountains, because the mountains have a naturally higher bonus, but we can get lots of different things out of this. Plus, this one has the superior population capacity and growth to it, so yeah. I need to not be a cheapskate here. So we're going to automated factory. We're going to let it self-build for a hot minute. Because I want all hands on deck mining the iron. You know what? We're going to shut you down for a little bit while longer here. We're making tons of energy. You know what? What happens? We have 3 turns. We're not going to be able to survive on 0 energy for 3 turns. But if we do 5 turns... All right, we can get it in 5. Maybe we don't have to shut it down entirely. I do still want to build an energy producer here because there's going to be a lot of local stuff. And yes, you do need to ship energy and pay for it as if it were a physical good. All right, and population's growing here, so now we got constructors here. Just to help you out a little bit, let's drag one more person over here because now we have more efficient constructors on this one. Let's take you off of here. We don't need this much food. Actually, wood is not very efficient to be produced through here because there's like no trees, but we do need wood. So we're going to get some wood production just so we have some in the bank. All right, that's working on. That's working on. We can always pop back in and grab this when we're ready for it. Like, we're inventing tech so quickly that, like, we don't have the infrastructure, you know, and the resources needed to actually build them. All right, automated factory is done. Sweet. And yeah, now it's sucking more power, but this should be, yeah, done in one turn. And now over here, our automated factory, we can start building stuff. Oh yeah, we can. So right now all we can make is laser squads, 30 labor, 35 credits, or a laser cannon. 40 labor. Let's start with a laser cannon. And since it takes 40 build units, we can drop that down to a 20 to give us exactly 2 turns, and we'll make some extra money with trade goods. We can also, we could probably start auto building, yeah, fusion plant here. Just let that build on its own. Why not? That way we don't have to ship energy here. All right, folks. So I think we're off to a decent start. Yeah, the Sith are breathing down our neck. These guys, the Uva Maug, are breathing down our necks, and neither of them like us, but I think we have just what we need to get going and producing on all cylinders. So, if you guys like this episode and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button and leave me a comment, good, bad, or indifferent. Your feedback's always welcome. So until next time, this has been Pinstar signing out. See ya.